In your book, you make mention of angels having a natural rather than just a supernatural function in relation with the rest of the created
Mhm.
world.
Mm.
What did you mean by that?
Well, I think we're all we're all familiar with the idea of our guardian angel helping us in our Christian life, our life of faith. Um, Angels, our guardian angels, helping us um, to avoid sin, uh, to um, to live a good and holy and virtuous life, and also, of course, to protect us from um, physical harm. But um, uh, the angels do play an important part, at least in the understanding of the fathers, in the natural working of the universe under God. So I quote in the book the English Benedictine author Ansgar Vonnier. Well, I say English, he was in fact German, but he lived most of his life in England. Ansgar Vonnier, a great Benedictine theologian of the 20th century, who said that in the case of the guardian angels, they are providence in practice. Because there are the angels who play a role in the general functioning of the physical universe, but then guardian angels have a role also outside of the sphere of faith and of the church and of Christianity. Every single human being has a guardian angel, which does rather suggest, as Vonnier says, that the guardian angels are God's providence in action. And so that even for unbelievers, even for St. Thomas says, even the Antichrist has a guardian angel. And so that leads to a deeper understanding of what angelic guardianship is. That you might think, well, what on earth does how can the guardian angel do anything for the Antichrist when he's going to be destroyed, as we hear St. Paul tells us in the second epistle to the Thessalonians, and his destiny seems certain. So what can a guardian angel do for the Antichrist? And the answer is that the guardian angel, not only in the case of Antichrist, but for every sinner, for every one of us, he not only can lead us towards the good, but he can also prevent us from doing or help us not to do as much harm or be as destructive as we might be. And that is particularly true of the Antichrist. So human history, though when we look at the calamities and the catastrophes and all the upheavals of human history, past and present, nonetheless, the holy angels of God are helping and serving divine providence in bringing good out of evil, the evil that creatures themselves are responsible for, but also reduce the amount of evil that sinners and even the man of sin himself, the Antichrist, causes in this world.
If one was trying to become more aware of the assistance and the activity of one's guardian angel, what's the chief area that we should be aware of that? How should we be, even aside of things that we might ask our guardian angel to do, what should we be aware that's like, what's the mode in which they assist us?
Well, I think the most obvious way, there are going to be, most of the time, the guardian angel is getting on with his work and we're unaware of it. And right. So there are, and thank God for that, I mean, his activities and his range of activities are beyond our complete understanding. So we can certainly see him and should see him as involved in all that has been good in our lives. And we can, of course, invoke his intercession, and we should. So devotion to the guardian angels, I think, is very important. And for his protection, I think, because the angels, as I try to show in the book, are not angelistic, they have this important role in the bodily world, the corporeal world, the visible universe, including man, who is both flesh and spirit. So the angels can serve us in humble, practical matters, as well as the more important primary matters of our spiritual life. So I think the important thing is not to specify any particular way in which we might try to involve the guardian angel, but that we should be regularly invoking him, and particularly for protection from spiritual and physical harm, but also for enlightenment when we're trying to understand something, particularly a mystery of the faith. And St. Thomas's prayer before study, interestingly, of course, refers to, I don't have the text in front of me, but refers to the angelic hierarchy.
Yes, it begins with that. I just started saying that a couple of weeks ago.
Good. Yeah. So because they are intellectual beings, then obviously they, in particular, are going to be able to help us with understanding and thinking about our faith, the intellectus fidei, but also in the most humble aspects of human life. And I think, if we're traveling, if we have any physical concerns, health or whatever it might be, again, we can ask the guardian angel to help us.